I would never spend my money on a meh watch. When it comes to buying a watch, I don't like to spend more than I have to, which is why I never just walk into a store and just simply pick up the piece that I'm looking for and just take it and go. I don't do that. I tend to spend a lot more time in research. And I'm not talking about research in terms of the brand history and the specifications, but also the best place to buy the watch. So in this video, I'm going to share a few places that I have bought watches from and just talk a little bit about the pros and cons, the do's and don'ts, so that when you're buying a watch, you're not spending more than you absolutely have to. I have been collecting watches in Malaysia for a few years now, and I've made a few mistakes, I've learned a few things, and I just wanted to share this list with you of the best places to buy watches, especially in Malaysia. This is not an absolute definitive list. It might not cover everything. So if you do have other suggestions or tips, do mention them in the description down below, because that will help everybody out. We're just trying to share knowledge here. We're just trying to help each other out. On number one, we have retail stores. And this is the most obvious choice for a few reasons. You're either going window shopping and you see that big sale sign at a watch store and you just walk in and the salespeople tempt you with some amazing deals, 30% off, 50% off. That can be quite tempting. But again, I would never simply walk in and pick up a watch at a retail store. Buying from retail stores can be good for a few reasons. Number one is that you can get great discounts, especially on watches that are a bit old and the shops are not really able to sell them, so they might give you a really good discount on those, and you're probably getting a verified warranty. The second thing is that you are able to inspect the watch before you buy it, unlike online shopping where there might be a few risks in terms of getting the watch and the box in the best condition. The third reason to buy from a retail store is to create a customer relationship, and this could more or less work with smaller independent stores rather than big establishments. And finally, the most important reason why retail stores are important, because you are able to experience the watch in the flesh before deciding to buy it. This is a highly underrated tip because a lot of people would just buy online and then the watch doesn't work for them. Looking at watches on Instagram can be very tempting because it's all edited and you have the perfect lighting and the perfect wrist shot and the perfect fit, but it's never an indicator that it might work for you. So you have to try on the watch for yourself before deciding to buy it. Now, it's not like I do that for every single watch because certain models are just not available in stores. In that case, I would take the risk because that watch is just so damn hard to find. But when it comes to newer models that are readily available and don't have the Patek and Rolex branding on them, you can definitely pick these up at any time. So I wouldn't rush to buy those. I would really try them out before making the purchase. Now, the problem with retail stores is that prices are really marked up. I've even found some stores marking up the price even more than the MSRP of the watch on its official website just to bring it down to its official retail price and say, 20% off. And this is precisely why buying from a physical retail store is never my first instinct when buying a watch. Now, when it comes to online buying, there are a lot of different options and I'm just going to go through them one by one. Chrono24, one of the most reputable places to buy watches from. The only problem I found on Chrono24 is that a lot of watches are being sold from US, UK, Europe, just across the world. The retail prices in a lot of those places are very different from the retail price in Malaysia. So what happens is that if you can find a brand new watch in Malaysia for $1,000, for example, you might find the same watch in the US for $1,500 at retail. And this is why I find that a lot of watches on Chrono24, especially when shipping to Malaysia, are a bit overpriced. So I would tend not to go there unless I'm looking for something that I'm completely not able to find in Malaysia. Next, we have eBay. eBay is kind of the same thing as Chrono24, except that there are a lot of trust issues there. And again, I guess both Chrono24 and eBay have the same issues. But one thing I found on both of these sites is that whenever you're buying a watch that ships from Japan, the prices will be much more reasonable. And this is why if you are looking for Grand Seikos or either vintage or pre-owned Grand Seikos from 5-10 years ago, I would definitely recommend eBay because I found amazing prices from reputable retailers, and pre-owned Grand Seikos are not easy to find in Malaysia, so I would definitely look at eBay. Jom Shop, one of the most favorite places to buy watches for a lot of YouTubers. They will just talk non-stop about Jom Shop, and the prices do look attractive, especially when they have sales going on. I was looking at a Seiko Flightmaster, but when it came to the shipping costs, it was so expensive. It's just not worth it buying from there and spending so much money on the shipping when you can find the same watch in Malaysia and you can just get it instantly. But in terms of quality, in terms of guarantee, I believe that Jom Shop is still much more reliable than Chrono24 and eBay, unless you're looking to buy from specific trusted sellers. Next, we have in Malaysia Lazada and Shopee. We buy everything from Shopee and Lazada. Definitely there's a big market of watches here as well, but the only problem here is that sometimes there are people selling fake watches but showing them as if they are original watches. Just check out the reviews of those stores. A lot of stores, they're either small businesses or they're brand new store and they just want to attract more customers. They want to get more reviews, so they will, just sell a lot of these watches at a discount. So that's a smart place to buy from, and I've learned that I can save a few hundred ringgit just by buying from these places, and I haven't had any problems. Next, we have these social media platforms. Now, social media is a powerful tool to promote business, and especially when you are a new business, you don't want to create a website, and even if you do, it's less likely that people are going to find it because nobody knows that it exists. Instead, you can create Instagram accounts or Facebook pages, or you can sell on existing Facebook market pages that deal with watches. Now, I do recommend a few pages in Malaysia. There's a reliable seller on Instagram that sells vintage Seikos at an enormously affordable price. And then I found another seller on Facebook that sells luxury pre-owned watches at big discounts. So these pre-owned watches are in amazing condition. They give you the box and the papers. So you're getting either an entry-level, mid-level, or a high-end watch at a great discount. And don't worry, I'm going to share all of these links in the description below. And then we have other online marketplace. You have to make sure to ask for a lot of pictures to, get some kind of verification from them that the item that they're selling is reliable and authentic. But you are able to get great prices for either brand new or pre-owned watches. There are accounts that are dedicated to specific types of watches. Like there are accounts that only sell vintage watches, and then there are accounts that only sell G-Shocks. At the end of the day, there are a lot of different platforms, and it can get a bit overwhelming because on one hand you find the watch for $1,000 and then another guy is selling it for 500. So it can go all over the place. And again, I'm gonna share all of the links in the description down below, so make sure to check them out. So if you enjoyed this video and found it to be a bit beneficial, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like and the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one.